Do you know that the non-stick cookware that you're using in your kitchen is responsible for your thyroid dysfunction and is not letting your thyroid heal? So this is what we're going to talk about today: why non-stick cookware is bad for your thyroid and what are the safe alternatives for cookware that you can use in your kitchen. Hi, I'm Dr. Anshul Gupta. I help people reverse their thyroid diseases by making personalized functional medicine plans. So non-stick cookware is very popular worldwide. Majority of the kitchens these days use non-stick cookware because it is easy to use, easy to clean. But what most people don't know is that each and every non-stick cookware that you're using actually has chemicals in it which are destroying your thyroid gland. So the non-stick cookware has this coating which is typically called Teflon coating or different names given to it. But the chemical structure of these coatings have a chemical called PFAS. Now these PFAS actually have been shown through research to causing a lot of damage to your body, especially damaging your thyroid gland. Now research actually is suggesting that these PFAS are responsible for causing a lot of thyroid dysfunction. Now a lot of people might say that these PFAS have been banned in several countries. But the problem is that they make these chemical structures a little bit different, and more companies are getting these PFAs approved with the new names, and that's the reason all the non-stick cookware which currently you're using will have these PFAs in some or the other way, and they're damaging your thyroid gland. So how do these PFAs damage your thyroid gland? Let's talk about it. So there was a research study done which actually showed that the higher the level of PFAs there in your blood, the higher the chances of thyroid dysfunction. And these PFAs were responsible for interfering with thyroid hormone production. So your thyroid hormone is made in your thyroid gland, and that's where it goes to your body, and then it starts functioning. Now these PFAs was not letting this thyroid gland to produce the proper amount of thyroid hormone. So that's the first problem that these PFAs do to your thyroid gland. Now, how do they do it? By not letting your thyroid produce this thyroid hormone is by interfering with iodine absorption. Now, iodine is responsible or is needed to produce a thyroid hormone, and the iodine is absorbed in your gut. Now, these PFAs actually interfere with the absorption of this iodine, and that's the reason your thyroid is not able to produce enough amount of thyroid hormone. Now, this is the worst part. What the research study showed was that the amount of PFAs in your blood actually did not affect the level of one of the thyroid hormone called TSH, but actually it affected the other thyroid hormones more, which was the T4 and the T3. Now if you go to a regular doctor, the only thyroid hormone levels they check for you is just the TSH. So just imagine if you're just checking your TSH and your problem is actually T3 and T4, so you're completely misdiagnosing your thyroid issues, and that's a very common condition. So it's very important that you do get checked T3, T4 and TSH when you go to your doctor. So you see, this is the first thing, the PFAs do not allow proper production of thyroid hormone. Now when your thyroid hormone is produced, it needs to be converted from T4, which is an inactive thyroid hormone, to an active thyroid hormone, which is the T3. Now PFAs actually also interfere with this conversion. So that's the reason you do not have enough T3 in your body, and that's the reason your body cannot function. Now just imagine the medicine that you're taking is levothyroxine, which is just T4. So it doesn't matter how much medicine you take, if the medicine is not converting to the active thyroid hormone, you're not going to feel better, and that's another problem. The last thing which PFAs actually do to your body is actually they interfere with binding of thyroid hormone to its receptors. So what does this mean? So T3 hormone, which is the active hormone, goes to different parts of your body or different cells of your body, and it needs to bind to these cells to actually start producing things in the cells or start the cell to function properly. Now these PFAs actually interfere with this binding of thyroid hormone to the cells. So when the thyroid hormone cannot bind to the cell, it actually cannot send signals, so it doesn't work. So that's another problem with these PFAs. So these are the three major reasons that these PFAs, which are found in all the non-stick cookware, actually damage your thyroid gland and is not letting your thyroid to function properly. So it's very important for you, all of you, to actually throw all your non-stick cookware and actually use alternatives. So what are the safe alternatives for kitchen which are thyroid safe? So let's talk about those. So the first safe alternative is stainless steel appliances. So stainless steel is really good for cooking because it doesn't leach in your food. So if it doesn't leach in your food, that means you're not adding any chemicals or not adding any metals to your food. So it is very, very safe. Now, some companies, what they do is that they actually make a lower grade of stainless steel which actually does leach. So it's very important that you get good grade stainless steel. The second problem is that a lot of the stainless steel appliances are actually mixed with other metals like aluminium. Because aluminium is cheap, so that's the reason they mix the aluminium and the stainless steel and actually make these appliances cheap and actually also lighter. So it's very important for you that when you're researching a company, that you actually look for a stainless steel company which doesn't have any of these impurities in them. So this is the first appliance, very easily available, stainless steel, very safe for your thyroid, that you should be using. The second appliance which you can use is cast iron. Cast iron has been used for several centuries for cooking. It is very safe. It does like leach some iron into your food, but most of the time iron is actually safe. In fact, the research study shows is that most of the females with thyroid disorder have low iron in their system. So actually using cast iron, you might be getting a little bit of iron in your food, which actually might be good for you. So cast iron is another safe alternative for cooking that you can use if you have a thyroid disorder. Now the third safe alternative is ceramic cooking. So ceramic is another material which is very safe for cooking purposes. Ceramic again doesn't leach in your food, doesn't have any metals or chemicals mixed to it, and it actually maintains the food quality. So ceramic is another safe alternative that you can use. The problem with ceramic appliances is that they are expensive, so that we do not have any alternative to it, but that's the reason the ceramic is also safe for you. So these are the three appliances which actually I recommend if you do have a thyroid disorder to use for cooking purposes: stainless steel, cast iron and ceramic appliances that will not leach chemicals or metals in your system and actually get you good quality food, as well as will preserve your thyroid function too. So non-stick cookware is damaging to your thyroid, so you should definitely throw it out of your kitchen and then you should start using alternatives today itself. Okay? I hope you find this video useful. If you want to work with me to reverse your thyroid diseases, please reach us out and we'll be more than happy to help you to reverse your thyroid problem. Take care, guys.